Ugly Barnacle by Dirtbag Jr. There once was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end. Charles and the two Ollies. It all started about 5 years ago when Charles, a bass guitar player in his late 20s, met a beautiful younger girl named Allison. Now you might know this is based on a true story, but you also might not. Charles started to capture and share his everyday life on YouTube. They bought a house, got married, all was good, until he went on tour with WTK, We the Kings, and landed himself in a hospital somewhere in the Midwest. After having a seizure for the first time in his life, it was like his life was on hold after receiving devastating news he had brain cancer. So after recovering and leaving the tour, he spent the next year visiting doctors, having 2 brain surgeries, one of which is on YouTube. He was awake and filmed during it. A year later, the news of Century broke. They were getting divorced. Now, speculation is that Charles cheated on Allie. That isn't the case. They just grew distant over his recovery. With Charles going back on tour with WTK for a major tour and Warped Tour, they broke the news weeks before. A few weeks later, there was a new girl in Charles' life again, named Allie. But this girl seriously needed to eat a cheeseburger. I mean, yeah, the first Allie was small, but dang, at least she was visible. YouTube.com/CTFXS Winkface. Ugly Barnacle by Cheese Flavored. Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end. The Mystery by GamerKnight203. Life of Jackson today. My friends woke me up in the middle of the night to go to the haunted house. I sighed no, but they forced me to go. But it wasn't a good idea. Earlier that day, a murder happened next door to me, so I freaked out at the time when they woke me up. Chapter 1. We went in after sneaking past everyone. Some reason there was a loud screech. When the door opened, my friend Jack peed himself. He ran back home to change and sleep while the rest of us went on while he... okay, no. Yeah, I read it right. He ran back home to change and sleep while the rest of us went on while he changed and slept to tomorrow. We went in and there was old portraits of the owner, Laze. The wood floor was annoying. The others left me there alone. Then a guy came out of hiding with a shotgun. I screamed and said, "Please don't kill me. I swear I'll leave." He started laughing as it was one of my friends who was supposedly the maker of this plan. I came and punched him and he said, "What was that for?" It was just a prank. I called his mom, telling her what he did. She drove here to pick him up, but the doors closed and he said, "The heck? That isn't supposed to happen. The doors lock and we try to open them, but they don't budge." We tried to find a way out, but she tried to open it, but she couldn't. She said, "Open this right now, mister." I said, "It's locked. We can't get it open. Help us." She calls 911 to get us out, police. Let's see your emergency. The other kids, Mundo said, "My son and another kid are stuck in..." Insert street adjacent city. "Okay, police and fire department are on way, madam." We were yelling, "Let us out," but it was too late. The real killer showed up and killed us and got away, and he was killed a week later by police. But the families of Jackson Harold and Bill Gunnall Dawes were to regret that day forever. The end. Hope you enjoyed. Carrot sign, carrot sign. The Sweet Onion by Dan Sizzle. The Red Onion. Once upon a time, in a small village called Upstate New York, lived the shy and bashful Onion. He was known amongst his friends for having a seemingly endless case of rosy cheeks. Was he excited or just happy to be there? Every summer, he and his family went to their favorite beach for vacation. "I'm so excited I could just spend the whole day in the water," the little Onion exclaimed, his cheeks reddened with excitement. As the clouds passed and the sun traveled through the sky, the little Onion sunbathed until his mother called him for dinner. Their neighbors, green peppers, were here too. The green peppers were always known for their poorly timed jokes, as it was sort of ritual, especially at dinner time. As the green peppers and sweet onions sat down for dinner, one of the pepper kids came up with a brilliant idea. "I think his new nickname should be Red Onion because, man, is he sunburnt." Pool Atticus by Jelly Cusseau. The hero Pool Atticus lived in a small, quiet town in southern Buttclops land, and one hot summer's day he decided to take a nap. But right before sleep fell onto him, and he heard mighty buttclaps of thunder right above his house. He jumped out of bed and ran to his window to survey the area, and what he discovered was horrific. All of the townspeople were running in fear to the unknown cloud that looked like two swollen butt cheeks pouring lightning out between the cheeks. But he knew that it could only be the storm called Tornadirea of Doom Sparks. He threw his heroic battle gear on and ran outside to help his town. He took out his trusty long bow with Beano attached to the pointy end and shoot the Tornadirea of Doomsparks right between the swollen butt cheeks. But to his surprise, it did nothing. He then knew he would have to use desperate measures and attach the almighty Fiber One bar with X-Lax sprinkled on top to his arrow and shoot it. He prayed that the storm would not rain down poisonous gas onto him when he got shot the arrow, but he had no other choice, so that's what he did. The storm gave him one last giant roar and then vanished. Before his eyes, the town cheered and blah blah, the end.